Lou Reed wrote a perfect song about a perfect day, although judging by the sound of the song, I don't know if it was the perfect day. Now, I'm not in Central Park, obviously, but Lou Reed's song tells us about a day he spent in Central Park with his fiancée. At least that's what we believe it's about, but we're going to talk about that as well. The song lists what they do on this perfect day. They drink sangria in the park, they feed the animals, and they go home. Okay, so now that I'm back home, let's talk a little bit about this song. The song has this super laid back feel to it, and he sings it in an almost lazy way that sets the mood of the song. It's in 6/8 time, which gives the perfect pace and the rhythm of the day that he's describing to us, and the chords he uses tell a story of contrasting emotions to this perfect day that he's describing. Let me just stop this there for a second. I mean, if you were to write a song about a perfect day, I would bet that most of you would do the same as what I would do, which would be to write it in a major key. But this isn't what Lou Reed does. He sets us up for a minor tonality with an F major chord, which you might at first think is the key of the song, but it's not. It's the 5 chord, which is setting us up for a change to the 1 chord, B flat minor. So we're in the key of B flat minor, or B flat harmonic minor if you want to be technical about it. Now this 5 chord is a perfect transition chord, which we're going to come back to shortly. This minor feeling kind of makes sense when he sings the lines.
You made me forget myself. I thought I was someone else, someone good.
It's like he's telling us that although he's having a perfect day, this isn't a normal feeling for him to be having. But then he almost immediately gives us this confusing lift in the feeling of the song when he goes to the 2nd chord in the verse, which almost sounds relaxing as he sings the line.
Just a perfect day.
On this line, the 1 chord, B flat minor, goes to the 4 chord. Now the 4 chord in the key of B flat minor should be an E flat minor, but he's chosen to change this to be E flat major, which adds contrast to this minor feeling. Now this chord gives the verse a change in mood, like he's enjoying this perfect day, and it's not really a minor feeling that he's having, even if it's just for a moment. The song's in the key of B flat minor at the moment, but he's borrowing this 4 chord from the key of B flat major. Now the progression isn't necessarily changing key, it's borrowing this chord from another key, and this key of B flat major is going to become a very important key later on. Borrowing a chord from another key like this is called modal interchange, but I really doubt he'll have cared anything about this. He would have just known that E flat was the right chord that he wanted to go to next. This chord fits in this chord progression really well, and the reason why it works so well is because of where we go to next, which is an A flat major chord. 5 chords have a satisfying pull towards 1 chord in a key, and that's what 5 chords do. They feel like they want to resolve to somewhere else. Now E flat or E flat major would be the 5 chord if we were in the key of A flat major. Now because we're not in the key of A flat major, but it's an A flat major chord that we're going to, we call this a secondary dominant chord. The rest of the chords in the verse are from the key. So the A flat is the 7 chord in the key, and it's followed by the D flat major chord, which is the 3 chord in the key. It then goes to the 6 chord in the key, which is G flat major. And these are all major chords, which provides this feeling of him enjoying this perfect day, but they're all taken from the key of B flat minor, so they're back to providing this undercurrent of this minor feeling. Next, we return to the 4 chord again, but this time instead of having the lift that we had before when he chose to use an E flat major, this time he uses the diatonic chord from the key, which is E flat minor. This provides more of a, I suppose, a sinking feeling, which again contrasts that lifting feeling we had earlier when he went to an E flat major chord. The way he's used chords in this chord progression provides these ups and downs in the mood of the song, and it makes the idea of it being about a perfect day feel very confused. It's really clever songwriting. The verse finishes going to the 5 chord, the same chord that we started off with, F major. And this F major chord being the 5 chord leads us perfectly back to the start of the progression as it repeats the verse again. But then we come to the chorus. Now this F major chord that the verse ends on isn't just the 5 chord in the key of B flat minor. It's also the 5 chord in the key of B flat major. Now what Lou Reed does here is he subverts our expectations. Like, we feel like we're gonna be going back to this B flat minor chord that we're very familiar with now. But when he goes to the chorus, he doesn't do that. He changes the tone of the song and he gives the chorus this huge lift in energy. And he does this by changing the key of the song to B flat major. It feels like we finally hear Lou Reed fully immerse himself and truly realise that this is a perfect day. We almost feel like we hear him enjoying himself as he sings the lines.
Oh, it's such a perfect day. I'm glad I spent it with you.
He starts the chorus with that B flat major chord, which provides this huge lift in the mood of the song. But then we go back to the E flat major chord again. But this time it's in the correct key. We were borrowing it from the key of B flat major before, but now we're actually in B flat major. So it feels like this E flat major chord has found its correct place in the song, and it kind of ties the verses and the choruses together. E flat major then goes to D minor, then it goes back to E flat major, followed by a B flat major, followed by an F chord. And then on the lines,
You just keep me hanging on.
the progression starts to have this descending feeling to it. G minor descends to F major, which descends back to the familiar sounds of that E flat major chord. And this descending feeling closes out the chorus, and we feel the progression transition out of this major sound of the chorus and back to the minor sound of the verse. And speaking of transitions, we need to head back to the park.
Still not Central Park, obviously.
The chords that Lou Reed chose to use for this song make the song sound like there's a lot of confused emotions, which is why I want to talk about what this song is actually about. Even since this song was very first released, there's always been these speculations that it was about Lou Reed's use of drugs and his drug addictions. And this was heightened even more in 1996 when the song was used in the film Trainspotting, which is a film about the lives of heroin addicts. According to Lou Reed himself, this interpretation is laughable. In an interview he gave in the year 2000, he stated,
No, you're talking to the writer, the person who wrote it. No, that's not true. I don't object to that particularly. Whatever you think is perfect. This guy's vision of a perfect day was the girl, sangria in the park, and then you go home. Perfect day, real simple. Meant just what I said.
people have trouble separating art from the artist. Lou Reed had written songs about his drug addiction before. The Velvet Underground song Heroine is the perfect example. So why would he write songs about his drug use in the past and then deny that this song is about drug use if it was about his drug use? It just doesn't make sense to me at all. Maybe we don't need to wait for tragedies and addictions and other dark circumstances to write a song. Maybe we don't need heartache to feel inspired. Maybe we can write songs about anything, even things as simple as taking a walk in the park, because songs do take on lives of their own. Something you write can touch someone's heart and soul in a way that is personal to them. Why couldn't Lou Reed use his amazing song crafting and songwriting skills to write a song about something as simple as a walk in the park? I mean, he wrote this song and it's so brilliant that people are still speculating about what it's really about years and years after it was written. And all I really know about this song is that it's absolutely brilliant. Subscribe.